now, back to our regularly scheduled programming on the Album Listeners Club.
Raise your horns, it ain't it. Friday night metal, lighting up the sky, screaming out loud, we were born to fly. Sparks in a flash, we own.
All right, welcome to the Album Listeners Club. My name's Todd, and it's Friday night metal. I got my rock shirt on. Wicked band called Spectre. Yeah, band I saw last summer. And yeah, they're awesome. But anyways, tonight's Friday Night Metal is involving an album I just recently picked up, and it's been a long time since I've owned this album. I had it on cassette back in the day, like when it came out, and I didn't really appreciate the album. I mean, it's got a couple of hits that were the big hits for them. But all in all, the album I thought was kind of flat, and the band had kind of gone soft from their real heavy roots to more softer image. And the band I'm talking about is Motley Crue, and the album is Theater of Pain. Yeah, and I just recently got this album, and I put it on, and I was surprised how much I really like this album. And yeah, because like I said, it's got the hits. It's got the Smoking in the Boys Room. That was a big hit for him. And of course, Home Sweet Home, which is an awesome tune. Love that. Smoking in the Boys Room, don't love it as much. I mean, it's a good song. I like Brownsville Station version better. They're the originals that did that, but still pretty good. But the rest of the album, I used to think was, that was it. There was like maybe another one or two songs that I kind of liked. But after listening to this album, I've actually listened to it twice before doing this review. And dare I say, I think this is probably my favorite Motley Crue album. Yeah. And I like the first, the first one. What's it called? Shit, having a brain fart. Anyways, the one with Live Wire, all that, their first album. I love that album, but it's pretty raw. Shout of the Devil is awesome. Way better production, better songs. And that was my favorite Motley Crue album by far. Dr. Feelgood, when that came out, I didn't mind that either, but by that point I kind of lost interest in Motley Crue. Girls, 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 same thing. That's, I think, is a weak album. I might have to listen to that one. I'll have to get it. But Theater of Pain, I just, I love the cover and all that. And here, I'll show you the back part of it. This is when they went all glammy. And yeah, that's kind of when, I mean, they were still pretty alright. I still liked them back then, but yeah, they just kind of got all clammy. And I'll show you the insert too. Look at that shot. It's pretty classic Motley Crue shot. And on the other side, of course, is the lyrics. And the album itself, Elektra Records. This is a pretty clean copy. It's got some scuffs, but it sounds really good. But yeah, anyways, back to the Theater of Pain thing. It's, yeah, I enjoyed it a lot more, and the reasons I did, because maybe it's my 53-year-old ears appreciating it more, but they had got more of a bluesy rock sound, and they seemed like a tighter band, and when this album put out, they were kind of in turmoil after Shout the Devil. They were on the rise up. They were the band. And then, of course, Vince Neil did a little drunk driving accident and rolled his Ferrari or whatever, his Porsche or whatever he had at the time, and killed his best friend, who is what's his name, Razzle. It has it in here too. But yeah, he killed his best friend, and I don't think he went to jail. He served, I don't know, community service, and probably got sued by the families and all that, and felt bad killing his best friend. But yeah, anyways, so they were kind of a new band. They had to change their image. So from Shout at the Devil looking Motley Crue to a little softer looking, more glammy, girly look, which was kind of the look that was happening around that time, Poison and whatnot. And yeah, anyways, but in the liner notes here, it says all the thanks, and it says this album is dedicated to the fond and loving memories of Nicholas Razzle Dingley, who was his best friend who he killed, who was in Hanoi Rocks. So anyways, yeah, and it goes on. And again, to the young and the young at heart, and to those who stuck with us through the thick and thin. Between November 83 and November 84, the crew performed in USA, Canada, Great Britain, Sweden, Finland, Denmark, West Germany, the Netherlands, Belgium, France, Switzerland, and Italy. We'd like to thank each and every soul at Elektra Records who believed in us, and for those who didn't, we know who you are and where you live. Yeah, it goes on. There's a fan club, and it says to all the crew fans, if and or when you drink, don't take the wheel, live and learn, so we can all fucking rock our asses off together for a long, long time to come. The Crew, we love you. So yeah, so when this album, after Vince's whole ordeal, like the band could have just been done after that, but they came back, and with all their problems, I mean, Nikki Sixx was a heroin addict, Mick Mars was a drunk, Tommy Lee, I think he was into coke and heroin and stuff too. But anyways, they cobbled this album together, and at the time it was pretty weak. Like, it's got, I don't know, I'll just go over the songs and kind of what I think about them now. Well, yeah, the songs, like I said, Smoking in the Boys' Room, yeah, we were all about that in the video. And then Home Sweet Home, that's a great song too. And I think the only other one I really liked on here was Louder Than Hell. But listen to this album now. It sounds like a more advanced Motley Crue, more musical. Mick Mars's riffs are awesome and bluesy, rocky, but then they also got some songs that sound like they could have been on Shout at the Devil, and sound really good that way too. So yeah, so I really liked it, and yeah, just a more diverse sound by them. And even though I do think Shout at the Devil is their masterpiece album, I don't know, it's pretty close with this one. I'm really digging it. And yeah, and I rated the songs here. So anyways, this was put out in 1985. Shout at the Devil, I guess, would have been about 82, 83, 82, I think. Because, yeah, they played live US Festival. Oh, no, so it would have been 83 when they put out Shout at the Devil. So this is a couple of years after. Anyways, just go over the track list here. The album starts off with City Boy Blues, and that's a pretty good tune. I give it a 4 out of 5. And then we got Smoking in the Boys' Room, the next song. Give that a 3 out of 5. It's kind of, it's not the best. It's good, but it's overplayed in my books because I heard that song a billion times. Next song, Louder Than Hell. Yep, I liked that song back then. I love it now. I give it a 5 out of 5 on that one because it's got a Shout at the Devil type sound. Yeah, I love that song. It's great. Then they go into Keep Your Eye on the Money. I give that a 4 out of 5 on that one. Another good tune. And then rounding outside one, we got Home Sweet Home. I've always loved that song. 5 out of 5 on that one. That's kind of like their ballad type thing, but it's not real cheesy ballad. It's more about the band being on the road and just endless touring and kind of pouring their heart out. A lot of these songs, they pour their hearts out in these songs. That's why I really like them. I think it's good. Anyway, side 2 starts off with Tonight, We Need a Lover. We need a lover tonight. Dun, dun, dun. We need a love. I give that a 4 out of 5. Because then again, Shout at the Devil. Reminded me of a Shout at the Devil song. Kind of like Too Young to Fall in Love, that kind of in that vein. Then it goes into number 2 song on side 2, Use It or Lose It. Give it a 4 out of 5. Then number 3rd song, Save Our Souls. Awesome song. I don't think I really appreciated that song back when I was listening to this when I was like 15 or whatever. But Save Our Souls, I give it 5 out of 5. And then Raise Your Hands to Rock is the next song, 4 out of 5. And Fight for Your Rights, 4 out of 5. So yeah, I got a lot of 4 out of 5s and a lot of 5 out of 5s. 1 3 out of 5, Smoke It in the Boys' Room. Just because I've heard that song like way too much. But yeah, all in all, I was surprised that I love this album so much. And it's just great. I'm glad I got it. And yeah, I think I might have to get Girls, Girls, Girls to see if that lives up to the hype, but I don't know if it will. I think that's kind of after Theater of the Pain. That's when they kind of started, dipping down, and they got a good sound after this, and I think Girls, Girls, Girls sounds pretty good, but they just kind of got cheesy, and then like Dr. Feelgood. What other albums? I basically lost interest basically after this album, Theater of Pain. I mean, Girls, 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 I remember I was excited that it was coming out, but yeah, it kind of fell flat. But yeah, so I give this, I'm honestly thinking that this is my favorite Motley Crue album out of the first 3 albums. And I love their first album. I love Shout at the Devil, their second album, and this would be their 3rd album. And yeah, I just love everything about it. They're from the cover to their look there. They looked kind of cheesy, and back in the day I thought they were lame, going girly and all that, but that's just how it was. But this album's raw, and it's, yeah, they just grew as a band through tragedy and trying to get adversity, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But yeah, so I give it thumbs up. So that's my Friday Night Metal review for this Friday. What do you guys think of Theater of Pain? And do you think I'm off base by saying this is their best album? That's just my opinion. You probably, maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. Doesn't matter. I mean, Shout at the Devil's great. Love that album, but this one just seems more rounded out Motley Crue. And they, like I said, Mick Mars, he's got some tasty riffs, and he's using the slide and stuff. It's not all just kind of chunka sounding the same. There's a lot of chunka and a lot of good solos and some slide work, and Vince Neil on the harmonica, even Nikki Sixx doing some good bass, and Tommy Lee doing some good drumming, but not going overboard. Just, yeah, they were a tight band. They really did good on this album. And when it came out, I don't think it did as well. I mean, they got video play with the videos and stuff like that, but I don't think it's sold as much as Shout at the Devil, or maybe as much as Dr. Feelgood, because that was a big album for him too, and there's some good songs on there. Maybe I'll have to do a review on that one too. But as for that, it's my Friday night video, Friday Night Metal, Motley Crue, Theater of Pain. Give me your thoughts. Leave me a message, leave me a like, tell your friends about the channel, subscribe if you haven't. All right. But most of all, be a good person. We'll see you at the next one. All right, bye-bye.
Friday Night Metal.